The US is considering a new travel ban with 40 countries on it. Right now, it's just a proposal, but major media in the US are starting to report about it. So it's likely that this is going to come up soon, and we need to be prepared for it. My name is Rahim Danani. I'm a U.S. immigration attorney. I've been practicing U.S. immigration law for more than 25 years. So here's what's on the table. The ban is right now, the way that it's supposedly structured is there are 3 different categories of countries, and there's about 40 plus countries that are potentially affected. The first category is a full suspension, and that means that nobody from those countries can come into the U.S., and it includes countries like Afghanistan, Iran, Syria, Cuba, and North Korea. And so just no visas at all. No tourist visas, no student visas, no work permits, nothing. If you're from one of those countries, then you are not going to be allowed to come in, full stop. The second group is partial visa restrictions, and there's 5 countries on there supposedly: Eritrea, Haiti, Laos, Myanmar, and South Sudan. And this category, there might be some restrictions on certain types of visas if you're from those countries. So it might be that they're going to restrict student visas or tourist visas if you're from those countries. It's not a full ban, but it's a big deal if you are planning to come here to travel or go to school here. Obviously, you might be prohibited from actually doing that. And then the third group is going to be countries that have conditional measures, and it's right now supposedly 26 countries like Belarus, Pakistan, Turkmenistan, and they're going to be given 60 days to improve their security protocols. And if they don't, then they could be moved into one of the other 2 categories. So why does this matter to you? This matters because if you are an immigrant or someone who wants to be an immigrant to the United States and you have travel plans, or if there are family visa applications that are filed on your behalf, or if you have employment opportunities in the U.S., or even if you're an athlete or a performer, you may not be able to come into the U.S. if this ban is instituted. So it's not just policy, it's personal for a lot of people who are going to have their lives really impacted because of their inability to enter the United States. Okay, so like I said earlier and throughout the video, this is just a proposal. There's nothing concrete yet, but it's good to be aware that something like this could happen, because if it actually does happen, you don't want to be caught without having a game plan for what you're going to do. So here are some things you can do to be a little bit proactive. One is kind of obvious. Check out the USCIS website periodically and other reputable media sources to see what's going on with this travel ban. Another thing you could do is consult with your immigration lawyer to see how this ban might impact you or your family members or your business if the ban actually does take effect. Another thing you could do is make sure that you have your documents together, like your passport and your visa and your ID, and you make sure that all of those items are up to date. Another thing is just start to expect longer wait times, because you're going to get increased scrutiny at the U.S. borders. And finally, another thing you might want to do is just consider, if you're overseas and you have a visa, maybe just come back to the U.S. early before this travel ban gets announced, so that you're not stuck outside of the U.S. And that may not be realistic for many people, but if it is realistic and doable for you, then maybe it's a good idea to go ahead and come back to the U.S. so you're not impacted as much as other people might be. Okay, so one last time, as of today, March 24th, 2025, the travel ban is not in effect, and really my purpose for putting this video together was just to give you guys a heads up that something like this could happen. Major media are starting to report about it, and if this in fact does happen, then you want to have some type of a game plan that you can go to so that when it does go into effect, you know what you're going to do. I hope that's helpful, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.